Kingdom people, your enemies are furious because you're protected. I mean, kingdom people, they are furious because you're protected. Because they can't do nothing with you. They can't do nothing to you. You don't need nothing from them. And it blocks the opportunity for them to like try to do something for you as a way of getting in, as a way of you letting them in. And the reason why I mention that in that way is because that's part of your protection. They like, she not even checking for us. He don't need nothing from us. They don't need our validation, nothing. You don't need their validation. And the thing is, that's what they were hoping for, banking on. They spend a lot of time and energy even done witchcraft, kingdom people. Listen, I done heard some stuff. God done showed me and told me some stuff. I'd be like, these people be on one. But they even do witchcraft to get you to need them. for you. They do anything that they can think of to try to get something to work, because they can't see. Here's the issue: they can't destroy you from the outside. What I mean from the outside is this: if someone is not personally dealing with, if you're not personally dealing with someone, because you are a child of God, because you are covered, protected by the blood of Jesus, they can't really affect you from the outside. In other words, they're not on the inside. They're not in your life. It's so funny I'm saying this because I often hear people say, different people who speak on these kind of things, and they say people in your life, and I be like, they're not in my life. They on the outside. See, the thing is, people, when they're in your life, they actually can hinder you, slow you down, block stuff. They really can. But at the same time, if God has you there and God hasn't moved you to remove yourself, or just sever the relationship or remove yourself from the environment, whatever the case may be, if God haven't moved you or led you to do that yet, he has you there for a reason. Now, they can affect you, but not really, because as soon as God is ready for you to flourish or make your next move, as soon as God is ready to elevate you, whatever that is for you, he'll remove you from these people or remove them from you. So really, what seems like hindering, it really isn't, unless you stay when God say go. Now then, that's something different. The reason why God allows you to be there and it seems like they may be hindering, blocking you, is to teach you, because he show you what's happening. He began to show you what's happening sometimes while you still there. But what really happens is when he removes you, you see the difference. And he explained to you what is happening and what was happening while you were there. And that also helps you, not that you wouldn't do what God tell you to do. I pray that you would, but it encourages you and motivates you to not reconnect with these people. Not that you would, unless God, led you to, of course, but it's to really also show you, don't put yourself in situations with similar these same kind of people, because you know what that was that you was dealing with. You know how it somewhat affected you and the difference when you removed yourself from them. So you don't want to be putting yourself through those kind of cycles. But God do allow it for a time, for a period, because that's where he has you. That be your training ground too, even before you know that that's what it is. Because it's a thing where, how we know God, sometimes he hides us. So sometimes those are our hiding periods, when we still in an incubator, so to speak. He's not ready to expose us and expose who we are and move us into the things that he has called us to. So it's okay. It's not really hindering you. But because they're in your life, you're not able to go no further or move in what God has called you to, because it's not time yet. So I guess in some ways they are a hindrance, but not really, while God has you there. You see what I'm saying? But it's there to teach you what they are and what they can be and what their intentions are, for the most part. Because some people, their intentions are not to hinder you, but they're just a hindering spirit. They're a hindrance to themselves. They're just a hindrance. So anyway, just saying that to say that they have, you don't let them in your life. And they can't harm you from the outside. They already tried. They tried all their witchcraft. They tried all their tricks and traps. And you're not going for none of them, and ain't nothing touching you because you protected. Again, the only way that they can really harm you is if you let them in to harm you, which you wouldn't do. Because as I said, you already learned how this go. You already know what this is. You not letting somebody in that you know they're harmful for you, and not just that, but these people want to harm you. And so they're, they thinking it's so distorted. Remember, they have mashed potatoes for brains. If they have brains, I don't know. But they figure the only way that they're going to get in your life is if you need something from them. Because they already know they can't get nothing up out of you, because you ain't checking for them. You already know and see who they are. And they know this, kingdom people. These people know you know who they are at this point. But they feel like they need you to need them for something, in order for them to be able to cause some havoc in your life. Because you are protected. You're protected by God. And they furious because you're protected by God. And again, you also protected by God. You are protected, period. But by God, of course. But you protected even where you protect yourself from them and people like them. So they furious because you protected. They furious because you not only protect yourself, but God protects you. You don't need them for nothing. And the thing is, my thing always be, specifically with people that I have known, and maybe they have even done some things for me at one point. And I just have to say this, because a lot of times the things that people that do things for you, not always, but sometimes you've done things for them too. Now, there are others who they were actually able to do for you certain specific, significant things, but you didn't have the ability to do so the same or similar things for them at the time, or they just didn't need that. And so I'm saying all that to say that, when people say, or when people think that you gonna need them, or, want you to need them, after you're done with them, your several relationships with them, my thing be, they're not even an option. If something was going on, something did happen, they wouldn't come to mind, because I have no dealings with them. Why would you go to an enemy? Why would you go to an enemy and ask for help? But that's what they be wanting. They want that. Of course, we're not going to do that. But that's their desire. They want you to need them, because they understand that if you need them, they can do they want to on you and then in your life. And really, when you go to them and you need them for something, that's an open door. You're coming into agreement with whatever it is they're trying to do to you. So that's what they're banking on for you. They were, but that ain't even work. They were banking on you to need them for something, but you're even protected from a need from them, from needing them. And really ain't protection. I'm just saying, that's how they feeling. But the truth is, as I already said, it wouldn't be them. Need them. Who are kingdom people? It's billions of people in this world. Why you gonna need them? Your enemy? Are you kidding me? But this how they think. Y'all know they don't have the thinking. They're twisted. But kingdom people, listen, they furious because you so protected. They can't do nothing with you. And it's so devastating to them because they never experienced this before. They have never seen anyone with this level of protection at all. They've never seen this. And they want to get you real bad. They go from wanting to hurt you, to destroy you, to wanting to be you, to wanting to ask you for something, to want you to ask them for something, want you to need them, they need you. These people are all over the place. And they're absolutely furious because it don't matter which path they decide to be on. You protected. You protected. It don't matter what they come up with, what they think, what they try to do, what they want, what they said, you protected. And they are furious. These people are furious because you protected. And I'm just thinking, what exactly is furious? Because this is what I've been getting to. They furious, but I want to say it's a calm furious. And the reason why it's a calm fear, it's a rage, but it's nothing they can do about it. So that's why it's calm. Because but you're going to just be and just weird. Extremely angry. Furious is extremely angry or characterized by intense, forceful energy, speed, or violence. So yeah, they furious. They're extremely angry that you are protected. But as I said, it's like a calm. It's not like, how people be enraged and the intensity and the rage is inside of them. That's what it is. And so it's not at this point, maybe, but even if it is not like it was, it's not showing itself to you like that because it didn't matter when they did. You see what I'm saying? It didn't matter. You were protected from that. You were unbothered, even when they were showing their rage and their anger. So you act like they didn't even exist. Because, you see what it is. You see it, but you don't pay it no attention because you're aware. But it don't mean you give it ain't nothing to, you notice, you peep it. But as far as they know, well, they probably know that too at this point. You see it, and so it means nothing to you. In other words, it's a no-brainer. And they're furious. They are furious. You over here moving them around and doing you and living your life and handling your business and unbothered and just as chill and calm. And it don't matter what's going on in your life, and you got to live your life. You got to deal with life. That's just what you do. But you good, and you doing it. The point is, you ain't thinking about them. You ain't concerned about them and what they doing and what they got going on. Listen, there was a situation that happened the other day. It wasn't anything horrible, but it was something that I noticed. I noticed the person one of the places where my daughter goes, a program she's in. I was picking her up, and the program director was standing outside, and so I picked her up and I'm waiting on her to come out, my daughter, and she was just standing there and she just kept looking my way. And I was like in my phone doing stuff, but I did see her, and it's kind of like I wanted to, it's how it's like I wanted to wave, but something wouldn't let me. And so that was that. Later on, and I just noticed it. I thought it was strange. She looked a little out of it, so to speak. And so later on, in the middle of the night, when I rise to go to the bathroom, and this is common for me when God let me sleep. And then sometimes I do dream and he be talking to me in my sleep. But as of lately, it's been more of this where I'll wake up out of my sleep to go to the bathroom. And God has just started showing me stuff. And he brought all that back to me. And he was letting me know, which was obvious to me, but I didn't make nothing of it, that she was standing there for me. She wanted to see. She was trying to see me. And what it was, well, that was that. So I'm just thinking about it because I'm thinking in terms of, oh boy, you know how when people be being on one, and my concern is like my daughter, like, and so it was on me, like, it's nothing to concern yourself about. It's nothing. That's what God was giving me. It's nothing. It's nothing. And so that was that. Went and did what I needed to do. Laid back down, went back to sleep. So then the next day, God was showing me how she see our light. And it's just a thing. I mean, she ain't know nothing crazy. That's what God was showing me. It's nothing. But I did notice her standing there. And she normally not out there like that. And then she was like standing there just looking my way. So, and she wasn't like really doing anything, just standing there. It's like she stood there to wait on me because she knew I was coming to get her. So anyway, God was showing me she see our light, and he just kind of pointed out to me how she looked. She just looked out of, she didn't look good. And I can see, you know how people, for those of you who can see, you can see. You just can see when something not right with people, something off. What I saw was unhappiness. She looked just not good. She just didn't look good. Now, God didn't give me anything specific concerning her, but I could just see. But this is the thing. She see my light. She see my daughter's light. And so it's a thing. People are drawn to that light, is what I'm saying. I forgot why I even started talking about this. I can't even remember. I was making a point from something that I had said. But I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. So, but I will say this. My daughter is protected. Not that she's even on anything. And that's the thing. Because she's protected, nobody can be on nothing where she concerned. I'm just adding that. But anyway, going back to the message, Kingdom people, I lost my train of thought where I was going with that, as I've already said. But they furious. Them ones over there, they furious because you don't need them for nothing. You are protected. Ain't nothing they can do. Ain't no entryway in because you not letting them in. They can't force their way in. They witchcraft and they black magic and hoodoo and whatever all they do don't work on you. Even when they trying to mess with you in your dreams, you don't come in agreement with none of that crap. You even be in your dreams looking at them like they crazy or whoever. I know I do. I be in my dream being me. My dream like, what the heck? So there's nothing. And even then, when you wake up, you just rebuke and renounce and cancel all that crap. So, nothing. They have nothing because you rebuking and renouncing and canceling everything that comes from the enemy. That come from the enemy, that the enemy is trying to do where you're concerned, where your children are concerned, where your family and your loved ones are concerned. You canceling all of it. So, ain't nothing. And not just that, again, you're protected by God along with that. Okay? I'm just hearing you got the whole armor. Put on the whole armor of God. You got the whole armor of God on, and you are able to withstand the fiery darts of the enemy. So his darts doing like this or falling. I'm just thinking of the Matrix, how when at the end when Neo went on ahead and just said, let me go ahead and be who I am. Stop running. Shooting them bullets at him. Shooting. And that man put his hand up. Them bullets stopped and fell right to the ground. That's what them fiery darts doing with you. They falling right to the ground. Ain't nothing. You protected, Kingdom people. And your enemies, they are furious because you are protected.